My name is David Pryor. I'm Australian and I graduated from the University of Gastronomic Science in 2009. Immediately after I graduated, I went to work for Alice Waters in California, and I became her Director of Communications across the restaurant Chez Panisse, the Edible Schoolyard Project, which is her non-profit engaged in changing the nutrition habits of children. During that time, I was Alice's ghostwriter and press liaison, working on strategy around politics and all sorts of events, and it was an interesting time to work for her because her fame and influence has really grown in the past few years, particularly in light of Michelle Obama's work around childhood nutrition. So it's certainly been a challenge working in the United States in that capacity, but it was certainly incredibly rewarding. At the same time, I've always been a writer and art director for various magazines and newspapers around the world. Initially I went to the university because I'd applied just randomly. I'd read about the university online. I was working in kitchens and as a stylist for magazines, for interior and food magazines in Sydney. I read about the university, I applied, I got a scholarship, and 2 weeks later I was in Italy. That was the first time I'd left the country. And it's kind of ironic now because it was the first time I'd left the country, the first time I'd left Australia, and I was 22, and now I'm a travel editor. So I had the opportunity at the university to really travel and to experience lots of different realities and cultures. And my interest has always been culture through food, the idea that tell me what you eat and I'll tell you who you are. And that's always the thing that's informed my work, my journalistic work. And now I'm writing a book around that subject. I'm very interested in regional identity, and I absolutely took that sensibility from the university. I'm not interested so much in always the new and always the trendy. I'm much more interested in the timeless and the authentic. And that's certainly something that the university promotes. What I get from this work is a satisfaction of my curiosity, I guess, I would say. I'm very curious, I'm very interested in diversity, the colour of life, and what I see at the university was that experience. It was very visual and an aesthetic, sensory experience for 3 years. It was the experience of living in another culture and living with people from other cultures and a celebration of diversity. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the idea, you know, everything from biodiversity to cultural diversity, and that's something that the university celebrates, that's something that I write about, and that's something that I photograph. Well, the media landscape is changing really dramatically at the moment, and you know, I work for magazines and newspapers that I never imagined that I would have the opportunity to be an editor at. But the media landscape is changing, and it's an interesting time, and I'm starting to work on my own thing and edit from my own perspective and kind of build my own publication, which gives me the freedom to choose exactly the kind of stories that I want to tell. So I'm actually excited by this new paradigm in media, whereas others might be more terrified. I'm excited by the opportunities that digital media and new media bring. That's it.